Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to CHIKARA's Podcast-A-Go-Go, your home for CHIKARA's brand of pro wrestling. My name is Gavin Loudspeaker. Ladies and gentlemen, this week we're going to be taking a look at one Jimmy Jacobs, the field general, so to say, of the Flood. Now first we're going to take a look at him in singles action in Montreal as he takes on one of CHIKARA's best and most technical singles wrestlers, Silver Ant. Let's take a look right now at Jimmy Jacobs versus Silver Ant from Montreal.
Keeps trying to get away from him. He's looking for the CHIKARA special. He's got his own pet variant, but he couldn't get it. Jacobs quick to the ropes. He knows how very dangerous that submission hold is. He's winding him up. He couldn't get him. Jacobs accelerated in there. Good thing the referee got out of the way. Jacobs to the middle strand. Oh, he just pulled that out of nowhere.
Patton and Jimmy Jacobs with a just two.
I thought that could have been it.
And I mean, that's the thing we've been saying all night about Jimmy Jacobs. He's just going to stick you out of nowhere. You think you've got him on the ropes. You think you've got some momentum going, and just like that, he can turn it around on you.
We've seen him defeat so many of the top wrestlers in the world with that exact move of his. Silver Ant just barely escaped. Doubtfully to survive a second one. Jacobs, he's going for it. He's trying to get it on. CHIKARA special's in place. He's got it.
Locked. He's got it locked deep, and he's got great positioning on it.
He's got that CHIKARA special on. He's wrenching on the wrist. What is that?
That's Eddie Kingston's music.
That is Eddie Kingston's music. Eddie Kingston is not a participant in this match, ladies and gentlemen. And Silver Ant's focus has been taken away. He needs to keep concentrating on Jimmy Jacobs.
But how can you when somebody like Eddie Kingston is staring you down?
One of the most dangerous men in all of wrestling in the ring. What is Kingston gonna do? What is Jacobs saying?
What?
That's a disqualification, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait a second, wait a second. Wow.
Kingston, you're laying into Silver Ant, but he struck Jacobs first. Oh, the back fist, and he just crumples. Silver Ant just crumples, and what's he got now? The stretch plum. He's got that wrap. Oh, he's putting that right around the throat. If this were a wrestling match, that wouldn't be legal, but this is no wrestling match.
This match has been thrown out.
Your winner by disqualification, earning the 3 points necessary for Grand Championship contention, Jimmy Jacobs.
There's the rub of it, fans.
Sickening.
That's why Kingston struck Jacobs first. That disqualification gives...
And there you saw Jimmy Jacobs getting the win, but through the manipulation of Eddie Kingston. Well, we'll see that manipulation go a bit further as Jimmy Jacobs leads his team of Eddie Kingston and the Acolyte Volgar in trios competition against the Spectral Envoy. And this is from round 1 of King of Trios. Let's take a look right now.
Expert at mind control techniques, kind of like Charles Manson, or I don't want to name some of the other people I was thinking of, but
you're talking to David Koresh type,
things
something like that.
Yes.
Sure. Jimmy Jacobs, I'm sure, is the type of guy that take that as a compliment that you, mention his name in the same breath as those.
Probably.
Names. The sick individual. And I'm sure there's a lot of Flood teams. We've seen one already eliminated from first round action. We saw the auditorium. I know Jimmy Jacobs wants to take his team to the finals. He wants to be King of Trios just to rub it in all of the Chikarami's face. But they've got to go through the last King of Trios champions back in 2012 in the Spectral Envoy. But they've got Frightmare right where they want him.
Oh, he got insecure, but he was smart enough to tag in Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston stops him from making the tag. Oh, power bombs him.
Eddie Kingston, not much of a team player, but again, he has given up so much, everything that he believes in to get his hands, just for an opportunity at the Grand Championship, and he thinks Jimmy Jacobs is the man who can take him to that. Listen, you said you know Eddie Kingston. I know Eddie Kingston as well. He's got the tools, the abilities. One of the best wrestlers in the world. He could do it on his own, but again, he's just so, he's a very emotional guy, and that's the best thing I can say without getting too deep on things. Or
he held him in that vertical suplex for just long enough to fill his head full of blood. That blood to the head really does a lot to a guy. Just like a airplane spin or a giant swing does.
Right, and then having all the blood rush to your head and then being dropped on the canvas, it's almost like you're being shocked,
Yeah, you were saying we know Eddie Kingston, but really, I don't know this Eddie Kingston. I don't know him, Lenny.
No, I don't know this Eddie Kingston, I don't know. I don't like thinking about it. I don't like talking about it. I got to call the action. It's my job. But right now, Jimmy Jacobs putting the boots, these double stomps in the corner. Referee John Barber needs to get them out of the corner.
Kind of reminded me of another master manipulator, Kevin Sullivan, with those stomps like that.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Nice front face lock.
And that's
almost a guillotine.
Jimmy Jacobs, yeah, he has a submission hold that goes right out of that guillotine with a body scissors as well. But I think he's going to have to wear down Frightmare a lot more. And I see Vulgar in there. This guy's got to be like, what, about 300 pounds, it looks like?
300 plus. Eddie Kingston's in great shape. He looks like he's dropped a few pounds, actually.
Oh, sure, again, he's focused. The last time I talked to him back in May, he was telling me he was going to the gym twice a day, 5 days a week. He was focused on his wrestling career, and now he's focused on doing Jimmy Jacobs' bidding.
Jimmy Jacobs seemingly able to get what he wants through the manipulation of Eddie Kingston, including a title shot at Icarus's Grand Championship. However, Eddie Kingston has yet to receive what he was promised. We'll see how this unfolds on future editions of the Go-Go. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta say bye. We will be back next week for another edition of the Go-Go.